Hello and good evening students and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Now before we start the daily quiz for 6th April, here is a very quick announcement that we have the National Scholarship Test for UPSC Civil Services Exam 2024 on 9th April starting from 11 am. You can get up to 90% scholarship for our CSC programs by taking this BYJU'S National Scholarship Test. So do not forget to register for it. The link for registration is available in the video description. The first question is, what do you understand by RISC 5 in the news recently? It is a disaster management module developed by NDMA for areas in Zone 5 of earthquake risk. It is an indigenous privately developed rocket that will be launched from Sriharikota in July 2023. It is an open source computer model developed by the University of California. It is an AI model against which many experts have filed a petition to stop its further development. Now the RISC 5, that is Reduced Instruction Set Computing. Its fifth version, it's an open source set of codes that do not require fees to use. Now this is a type of computer model or computer architecture that focuses on simplicity and efficiency by using a smaller set of instructions that are easier and faster to execute. So RISC, it is used to develop computers that are great for tasks that require high performance, like playing video games or editing photos and videos. Apart from that, it can also be used in things like smartphones and mobile devices because this requires very less power, making the battery life longer. Now, simple analogy here will be, see, RISC is using a small set of instructions to develop a robust computer. The analogy is, think of a chef who can use very simple ingredients to develop a very complex meal instead of using many complex ingredients that take a long period of time to prepare. Now, why is it important for India? Because we are trying to use this system to develop indigenously more and more powerful systems, and we want to become a global leader in this technology. So over here, this is the correct answer. It is developed by University of California, Berkeley. The next question is, how many of the following statements are true regarding the United Nations Statistical Commission? It comes under the UN ECOSOC. It consists of a fixed number of members from all the inhabited regions of the world. The term of office for it is 4 years. Now, why is this so important for us? It is because India got elected to the UN Statistical Commission for a term of 4 years. So our term will start in the year 2024 from 1st January, and this is a very big achievement for it because we were voted for this seat against many of the competing countries. Now, what is UN Statistical Commission? Such questions can be asked because now that we are a part of it, it will come under the radar of UPSC. The UN Statistical Commission, which was established in 1947 by a resolution of Economic and Social Council of United Nations, it is the highest decision-making body for international statistical activities, and it is also responsible for setting of statistical standards and development of concepts and methods, including how can they be implemented at national and international level. Now, it is the highest global body of statistical system and brings together the chief statisticians from member states all across the world. Now, since July 1999, it has been decided that the UN Statistical Commission will meet every year at least once, and the report of this meeting, it will be submitted to its parent organization. What about the membership? It consists of 24 members which are elected by ECOSOC, and they have been properly divided all across the geographical regions of the world. We have 5 members from Africa, 4 members from Asia Pacific, 4 from Eastern European states, 4 members from Latin America and Caribbean states, and 7 members from Western Europe and the other states. So over here, this is correct, this is also correct, and this is also correct. So our correct answer is C. The next question is, how many of the following statements are true regarding legal aid in India? It has been established as a fundamental right of all citizens. The NALSA is a statutory body with the main aim to provide legal aid and assistance to disadvantaged and marginalized communities. The Consortium of Law Schools of India have established legal aid clinics across the country with the aid of various NGOs and CSOs, that is, non-governmental organizations and civil society organizations. And NALSA is National Legal Services Authority. We have taken this question because according to a report, India Justice Report, which is published by Tata Trust in association with various civil society organizations and non-governmental organizations. Now, according to this report, there has been a reduction of 44% when it comes to legal aid clinics across the country in 2019-21. Now, this reduction has been despite the fact that the states and union territories, they have increased their budget allocation for legal aid by more than 60% during this same period. Now, coming back to the question, is it a fundamental right of all the citizens? Now, the DPSP, the Directive Principle of State Policy, Article 39A emphasizes that free legal aid services, they are an inalienable element of reasonable, fair and just procedure. However, what about it being a fundamental right? Now, there was a landmark judgment under the case of Husainara Khatun and others versus Home Secretary of State of Bihar in the year 1980. Now, under this judgment, the Supreme Court of India, it further expanded Article 21 and included provisioning of free legal services as a part of Article 21 and thereby as a fundamental right. So, this is correct. Now, what about NALSA? Is it a statutory body? Yes, it is a statutory body of India established under the Legal Services Authorities Act of 1987, and its main aim is to provide legal aid and assistance to the disadvantaged and marginalized communities of the country. Under this commitment, NALSA also established many legal aid clinics all across the country, and this has been done in collaboration with the state legal services authorities, law schools and various NGOs. So the law schools and NGOs, they haven't established these clinics, they are established by NALSA and they work in coordination with NALSA to ensure that these clinics, they work properly. So these are correct and this is a wrong statement, and our correct answer over here is B. The next question is, how many of the following countries neighbor the Persian Gulf? Now, the Persian Gulf region has been in news for quite some time, and that's why it becomes important for us to understand its geography, because UPSC can definitely ask such questions. We have Turkey, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq, UAE and Lebanon. Now, the relations between Iran and UAE, which are both surrounding the Persian Gulf region, they have been improving rapidly. In fact, the improvement of relationships also extend to Iran and Saudi Arabia. So here is Persian Gulf. In this map you can see it. Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, they are clearly bordering Persian Gulf. What about Oman? Now this small part that you see, it is a part of the country of Oman. So even though the major part of Oman is not touching Persian Gulf, this small part is, and that is why it becomes a country that is surrounding Persian Gulf. So we have these 8 countries that are surrounding the Persian Gulf. So over here, Turkey and Lebanon are not there, whereas these 4 countries are correct, and our correct answer is B. Next we have a PYQ, but before we start with it, here is a very quick clarification. Yesterday's PYQ included AWBI, Animal Welfare Board of India. It was mentioned that it is a part of MOEFCC. Now please note that it was a part of MOEFCC till 2019. After that, it was made a part of Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Now coming back to our PYQ for today, a layer in the Earth's atmosphere called the ionosphere facilitates radio communication. Why? We have to find why this facilitation occurs. Okay, so please keep note of that. The presence of ozone causes the reflection of radio waves to Earth. Radio waves have very long wavelength. Now you must know that when we talk about electromagnetic radiation spectrum, the radio waves, they have the longest wavelength in this spectrum. So factually this is correct. But is this correct for this reason? Is this long wavelength helping in radio communication? No. Yes, it has a very long wavelength, but that is not the reason why radio communication occurs in ionosphere. This will also be wrong. You can clearly see why. Because ozone layer is a part of stratosphere. Now we know that there are multiple layers of atmosphere. At the bottom we have troposphere, then we have stratosphere, then mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Now the ionosphere, it usually lies in the thermosphere. However, at times it can stretch itself to parts of exosphere and mesosphere as well. Now why is it called ionosphere? Because it has multiple electrically charged gas particles. That is, it has many ions, and which is giving it its name. Now what happens when radio waves, they come from the Earth, they get reflected back to the Earth with the help of these ions. So it is these ions which are helping in radio communication and not the fact that radio waves, they have very long wavelength. So both these statements are incorrect and our correct answer here is D. Now we come to the fact of the day, which is about GI tags. Now what are GI tags? Before that, why is this in news? Because recently GI tag has been provided to Ladakh's wood carving. So GI tags or geographical indication is a name or a sign that is given to certain products that come from a very specific geographical location, like a specific region, a town or a country. Now if any product has a geographical indication, then this certifies that that product is produced as per the traditional methods and has certain specific qualities or particular reputation because of its geographical origin. Now globally, they are covered as a component of intellectual property rights under the Paris Convention for the protection of industrial property. They are governed by the World Trade Organization's agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, that is TRIPS. In India, these registrations, they are administered by an act of the Parliament of India, that is Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999. This act came into force with effect from September 2003. The first product to get a GI tag was Darjeeling tea, and it got this tag in 2004-05. Now why is this so important? What are the benefits of these tags? Now if any particular product has this tag, then it prevents any kind of unauthorized use of these tags or these products by others. For example, because Ladakh wood carving has this tag, any person sitting in any other part of the country, they cannot claim that they have produced Ladakh wood carving products. So the producers are assured that their products, they will not get imitated elsewhere. Also, the consumers get the assurance that they are getting a quality product of desired traits and assured authenticity. Now this helps in increasing the economic prosperity of the producers of these goods by enhancing their demand not just at national but also at international level. Now, can you mention a few products from the place you stay in the comments which have received a GI tag? Now, that is all about today's daily quiz. I hope you were able to understand all the concepts. So do not forget to tell us how many questions were you able to guess correctly. So thank you very much and have an amazing day ahead.